Growing a business is kind of tricky right now. Supply chains are squeezed, tariffs and trade policies are dynamic, and cash flow, it's tighter than ever. You need clarity to come out on top. Without it, you risk falling behind. If only you could hop in the DeLorean and see the future, right? Thankfully, there's NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite has real-time forecasting to help you move ahead with confidence. This is your AI-powered business management suite and the #1 cloud ERP. Trusted by over 42,000 businesses, NetSuite brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR all under one roof. It's your single source of truth, giving you the data and control you need to move quickly. And with AI built in, you can automate the busy work and focus on strategy. NetSuite helps you see what's stuck, what it's costing you, and how to pivot fast. If I were running a business with a lot of moving parts, I'd use NetSuite for full control over everything. Tame the chaos with NetSuite. If your revenues are at least in 7 figures, download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders at netsuite.com/SPI. That's netsuite.com/SPI. You spent months building towards launch day, but when the clock hits 0, your site crashes. Bots swarm, and loyal fans rage on Reddit. That's not good. Fanfare was built to stop that. Fanfare is the drop platform made for high-pressure moments, stampede-proof infrastructure, verified waitlists, and bot filters that actually work. Instead of refunds and rage, you get retention and revenue. And that sounds great to me. Your next launch shouldn't be a gamble. Get Fanfare's 5-step hype drop playbook and learn how to bulletproof your drop at fanfare.io/playbook. Again, that's fanfare.io/playbook.
You're listening to the Smart Passive Income Podcast, a proud member of the Entrepreneur Podcast Network, a show that's all about working hard now so you can sit back and reap the benefits later. And now your host. He's taken a Bob Ross painting class and loves painting happy trees. Pat Flynn.
Nervous much? Yeah, me too. It happened again. I wanted to come on here and just share with you very upfront that it happened again. I got nervous. I was scheduled to do a live call today. Actually, it happened earlier. And on this live call, in fact, it was a 1-year celebration of our SPI All Access Pass. And on this call were All Access Pass members. These people have access to all of our courses and a community, and they've been going through our accelerators, many of them very successful, many of them coming onto this call to share those successes. And this call was a 1-year anniversary celebration of the All Access Pass. And one thing that was scheduled for about a half hour during this call was I was going to be live coaching 5 people. Maybe you were even on that call if you are a member of the All Access Pass. If not, you have access to the replay. Anyway, it happened again. I got really nervous before it happened. And I wanted to share this with you because even though this is the 15th year of entrepreneurship and probably my 5th year of really doing coaching on a consistent basis, both on podcasts with one-on-one students, live in front of audiences on YouTube, and here again in Zoom today, I still get nervous. I still get nervous before I go up on stage and speak in front of a crowd. I still get nervous before I hit record on a podcast like this one, before anybody even listens to it. I still get nervous. It's never going to go away. But over time, I've learned how to deal with those nerves. I've learned what they actually mean, or I changed the story in my head about what they mean. And the reason I wanted to share this is because, we're here toward the beginning of the year. You likely have large, ambitious goals that require you to be uncomfortable and perhaps get a little bit nervous because you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, because you're trying something new, because you're going to put yourself in front of people or eventually hit publish and then get judged by people in one way or another. And that's what I used to always think about, was that judgment. Are people going to like me? Are they going to enjoy what I have to share? Am I just going to be wasting their time? Are they going to get up and leave or hit pause and exit and then never come back? I always used to just hone in on that in my brain. But I've learned to change the story. I've learned to think about these opportunities in front of people as exactly that. An opportunity to provide value, an opportunity to learn and get better, and an opportunity to really change a person's life in some way or another, especially when it comes to these sort of coaching situations. So we had 5 people on who, we had I don't know how many people were live. I think we had 100 registrants to this thing, so probably 50 to 60 people live watching this celebration. And during this call, 5 people, one at a time, I was going to spend 5 to 10 minutes with each of them to coach them through a struggle or a challenge. And the tough thing about doing this live, especially in front of an audience, is you never know what's going to be said, right? You never know what direction it's going to go. You might not know if there's a tough question that perhaps you might not know how to answer. And then a few things happened today. Number one, yes, I was nervous, and you just go. It was scheduled on the calendar, and as soon as it hit 1 p.m., we were there and we were live, and I was queued up to coach, and then they were there, and it happened. And as it was happening, there were no thoughts of, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a failure. I'm going to say the wrong thing. All these thoughts happened before the actual thing went down. But as soon as the event started, as soon as I started having these calls, everything was fine. And I just went into what I know how to do, helping people, sharing my experiences, sharing story. Another thing happened. Somebody had asked me a question that I did not know the answer to. And instead of what I used to do, which was try to make up something, not lie, but kind of sugarcoat an answer or share something general that, Google this or, whatever. I just literally said, I don't know the answer to that. And I offered some suggestions for how to potentially find the answer to that question and how I would find the answer to that question. And you know what? She was incredibly happy with that answer. And there were even people in the comment section in the live chat that said they really thought that was amazing, that I could admit to not knowing something. And it's interesting because I've learned that that's a strategy. If you don't know something, just say you don't know. It's better than trying to make something up and looking worse. Not that you look bad at all. In fact, you will be commended for just acknowledging the fact that you don't know something. That supports the things that you do know even more. But it also supports that you're honest. And it also shows that everybody has room to learn more. And I really appreciated that. In fact, there was a couple people in the chat who called that out, and I'm just very grateful for that. Thirdly, what also happened was most of the people in the room did not say anything. Most of the people in the room did not use the chat area of Zoom, but most everybody there got value. And it's interesting because especially in these live situations, especially when you are live on stage, especially when you are doing a live stream or better yet, even a webinar, maybe to promote your email list or even promote a product. A lot of times we think that because there's no engagement, that what we have is not useful. And that's absolutely not the case. I've learned this over and over again, especially when it comes to live streams. I used to do live streams way back in the day, and I used to get so down because I've only had like 3 or 4 people would comment and chat and have conversations with me. And even though there were dozens of others, they were just quiet. So I would always equate that to, well, maybe I'm just not good enough or I'm not interesting enough. But that's not true. And it's funny because when I consider my own listening or viewership behavior during live situations, I'm not always engaged to the point that I'm typing on my keyboard or tapping away on my phone. But I am engaged because I'm listening, because I'm taking it in, and because I'm learning. It doesn't mean there's no value if a person is not engaged. And so keep that in mind as well, because if you go live, which I encourage you to do, in fact, I'm going to be doubling down on going live this year, both on SPI and on Deep Pocket Monster as well, because I feel like that's where the puck is going. I feel like the more that AI and automation and systems get put into place that just easily do things for people and easily offer information and easily create things, it's going to be those human elements that are done live that stand out the most. Not only are you connecting with a real human being and you're hearing these stories and they're in real time, and yes, you can watch the replays, or replays are available, and that's just as valuable, especially because the thing is happening live. But not only are those things happening, but it differentiates from all the automation that's out there. Surprises happen, real answers to real questions that are offered right then and there. And if you happen to engage and have a crowd that is more engaged, that is conversating with you, and I don't even know if conversating is a word. It's probably not, but I'm going to keep going anyway because mistakes are okay. Anyway, see how I tied that in there very purposefully, although not purposefully? When people are there and they're engaging with you, it just fuels you up. And so don't feel down if you have a community or if you are live and you aren't getting a ton of engagement. Yes, we should always strive for more engagement. But yes, just because people aren't engaging doesn't mean that you and what you have to share and the stories that you're sharing are not valuable. They are, especially if they're coming from you and coming from a place of service. So I wanted to share this with you today because as we start the year, I know, again, you might be and should be trying things that make you a little bit nervous. Actually, I would be more nervous for you if you are not nervous. What I mean is you are not expanding outside of your comfort zone. You are not experimenting and trying new things. You are not testing yourself and testing your limits. I want you to do that. I want you to be a little bit nervous because that means you care. That means you're trying. And so if this episode resonated with you, congratulations. You're on the right path. And to tie this back to what I shared in the beginning, you may continue to stay nervous. You might not ever not be nervous. And that is okay. It is the same parts of the brain that light up when you are nervous and fearful, and also when you're excited. So let's change the story of what those firings in our brains are about. I am nervous because I am excited. I am nervous because I care. And that care will allow you to do the work and to provide the value that you need to provide so that you can keep growing. So I'm here for you. Team SPI is here for you. And I know you're there for you too. So congratulations. We are well into 2024 now, and you are on the right path. And if you've listened to this episode and you're like, Pat, nothing really out there is making me nervous, then I would be a little bit more worried. And you're probably more nervous now because of it, which is good. I want you to think about how you can grow and extend outside of your comfort zone. And I just wanted to share with you. So I know a lot of you get inspired when I share things that make me nervous or things that make me more human, because it's very easy to perceive somebody who just posts what they choose to post online. And oftentimes it's just the good things. But in reality, it's a struggle. In reality, it's always a challenge. In reality, new levels, new devils. But through those new levels and with those new devils, when you connect with other people who care and share the same values, great things can happen. So speaking of, I hope to see you inside of the SPI community one way or another, whether it's inside our SPI Pro program, which allows you to also have access to our All Access Pass, or just the All Access Pass itself. It's that community-driven course work and community-driven passion that really, really makes it work. And it's why it's the best program online, bar none. I stand behind that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I look forward to serving you in the next episode of the SPA podcast. Cheers. Thank you so much for listening to the Smart Passive Income podcast at smartpassiveincome.com. I'm your host, Pat Flynn. Sound editing by Duncan Brown. Our senior producer is David Grabowski, and our executive producer is Matt Gartland. The Smart Passive Income podcast is a production of SPI Media and a proud member of the Entrepreneur Podcast Network. Catch you next week. Have you dreamt about being your own boss, but still haven't made the first steps to making that dream a reality? Well, I get that. Starting a business can feel super overwhelming with legal forms, paperwork, finances. It's a lot. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about Taylor Brands. Taylor is a complete business builder designed to make launching your business simple and stress-free. You can register your LLC in just minutes, keeping your personal assets and the business assets separate from day one. From there, you get access to everything you need to get off the ground. Legal documents, licenses and permits, invoicing and bookkeeping tools, and even a 100-day business coaching program, all designed to help you hit the ground running. You'll also get a free, personalized business plan, branding tools, and so much more. And of course, listeners of this show get an exclusive 35% discount to get started. All you have to do is head to taylorbrands.com/SPI. That's TAILORBRANDS.com/SPI. Stop dreaming, start building with Taylor Brands. I get it. You want to grow your business, but selling at scale feels overwhelming. You're drowning in complicated funnels, creating different lead magnets, or constantly posting on social media. And that gets exhausting fast, especially when you're trying to sell to hundreds or thousands of people. But what if you could sell at scale with a simple, powerful quiz? A Score app quiz or assessment asks your audience key questions and gives them instant personalized results based on their answers. Your audience gets to know where they are now and shows them the steps they need to hit their goals. You can set up a quiz in minutes using Score app's templates and have a powerful lead magnet that'll do the selling for you. The best part is your audience actually wants to take this quiz, and you build huge amounts of trust before you even make a single offer. No hard sales, no chasing leads, just value at scale. Get 50% off the first 3 months using the discount code SPI. Just head to scoreapp.com/SPI. Again, that's scoreapp.com/SPI.